Hi, I'm Randall Widenar with GSG, and we're here with Lezlie Sauter, and she is the Community Development Director at Pine City. Hello, Lezlie.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. So tell us a little bit about Pine City, their situation, and why they needed a hotel feasibility study.
Sure. Well, we're a pretty small town in rural Minnesota, but we're located along the interstate. So if you're traveling from the Twin Cities in Minnesota to Duluth, you will run into Pine City. So we were looking for a feasibility study to bring a hotel to our community, just to help our local businesses attract new customers and also to help people participate in our community events. We're a Minnesota community, so we're hockey fans, and you can't throw a hockey tournament without a hotel. So that's some of the situations that led the Economic Development Authority and the city to figure out whether or not we could afford to.
So presently you don't have any hotels in your city?
We had a couple motels. One of them was redeveloped into a gas station, and the other one is currently for sale and not being operated as a motel. So there is no lodging.
Okay, so you needed to ascertain whether or not your area could actually sustain a hotel and whether it was a good investment for your region.
Correct. Yeah. When you hear from the community that they want something, that's not always the best thing to base your decisions off of. So this feasibility study helped solidify whether that need was an actual need or just a want.
So how big is your community? What's the size population-wise?
We have about 3,200 people at the surrounding lakes because we're situated along a river and on the south end of a lake. If you add in those populations, we have close to about 9,000 to 10,000 people that call Pine City home but don't necessarily live in the city limits.
What exactly did they study in the feasibility study? Can you give me a few details that the study contains?
Sure. It highlighted what already exists here. So if there were a hotel here, there's places to go see. I mentioned a couple of the state forests. It also listed out our Northwest Area Fur Post, which is a historical attraction, as well as local restaurants, bars, some annual events that happen. The Pine County Fair is here right in Pine City once a year, draws in thousands of people. That was part of the study, just kind of highlighted what Pine City has to offer and why people would want to come here. The nice part is it also said it was feasible to have a 50-unit hotel built in this community to fulfill those needs.
Any other thing like traffic counts and populations that come for the tourism? Did they do a study? Did the study detail?
Yes, the study detailed some traffic counts, both the north and south of town. I've mentioned that we're along the interstate that runs from the Twin Cities to Duluth, so it's nice to know how many people are getting off our southern and northern exits. And the study helped identify which lots might be best to develop into a hotel based on the current utilities, traffic counts, zoning, and what other amenities were nearby.
Do you envision immediate action on this, or what are you intending to do with this report?
Well, when we got the initial hotel study, we mailed it off to some known hotel developers. We had a couple come and visit with us, and we're actually in the process right now of reviewing a site plan for potential construction this spring.
People must have been kind of pleased with the overall results from the report.
Yes, I overall in the community, the results, it's a upfront investment. And for it to actually come to fruition and a developer to come to town and be willing to build exactly what that study outlined is really nice.
Did the report detail what the future economic benefits would be of the hotel?
It did. It showed some potential growth for our local businesses and maybe increasing some of those traffic counts so people will be more likely to stop off of those freeway exits if there's an additional attraction.
Even for the city, even though there was probably an initial investment, they will probably recoup those in beneficial taxes and increased economic activity.
Yep, we actually use that hotel feasibility study when other developers are coming to town to kind of show what other amenities. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, it gives a good outline of what activities exist and what other businesses exist and why people are coming to Pine City anyways. So we're able to use that study when potential developers are coming.
So the people, the authorities, and the community in general has been pleased with the results of this kind of report.
Yep, I would say the EDA is happy with their investment to be spending that kind of money and not know what you're going to get out of it. But the fact that a hotel is coming to town potentially this spring, they do feel confident in that investment.
So tell us a little bit about your experience with GSG.
My interactions with GSG were really good. They're very responsive. Within a couple days, you have a reply, and not only a reply, but an action plan of when things are going to get done. They're really upfront about their costs and their timelines of when they expect to accomplish things, and they followed through. And if they weren't able to maybe meet the deadline they set for themselves, they'd follow up. And that's important to me because I don't like to have to follow up constantly with people. So when they check in and say, oh, it's going to be maybe one more day, here's what we know, here's a draft, that's really helpful, because they did also shoot us a draft that we could provide input on, and we put some time into that, and they incorporated all of our suggestions. So that was really appreciated.
So would you recommend GSG to other communities to get a report done?
Yes, I would recommend GSG to other communities.
All right, Lezlie, well, thank you for your time, and we hope your projects go great.
Thank you so much.